Good evening. How y'all doing? Hello, Unlucky. What's up, Freddy? If you're gay, just tell me I'm not gay. That much is true. Welcome, it is 9:17 p.m. CST on a Friday, December 27th, 2024. Welcome back. We are doing a reading stream. Good, that's good to hear. I'm going to try and be very, very controlling of my coughing because I don't want to spike the audio as we go on. Yeah, we got, actually in the end, not all too much to read tonight. Because I'm actually behind on editing. I got lazy during this week. I didn't get all of these things that we had recorded on Friday done. So I still have 4 videos left out of that to edit. The Backrooms and the last 3 of the FBC articles. So, will be ending early so that I can work on those. So we're just doing, I believe, 10? 10 things. I'm good, still sick but better. I'm sorry to hear that you're still sick, but I'm glad to hear you're doing better. I think we are relatively close to the end of the FBC articles. We're hitting the rubber duck soon. We'll also be covering the objects of power and any AWE that is not. AWEs are all associated with an OOP. At least the ones with enough documentation. Honestly, we might not cover AWEs, probably just the altered items and the objects of power. The A's and the oops. Hey, Lamau. Yeah. My apologies. I've been coughing pretty bad all day, and yesterday. I had to mute several times yesterday in order to cough, like my lungs up. So, my apologies. Anyway, how about we take a look at what we got? First off, we've got SCP-7594, Chat SCP. SCP-4646, Sing Me a Song for the End of the World. SCP-2107, Diet Ghost TM. Level 65, Bloodstained Garden. That's actually, should be the last. Or after this. This is actually, before that, level 96, The Ductwork. And then we have, on a separate, entirely separate webpage because of how many we have the Guru Surfboard, the Pink Flamingo, the Maneki Neko, very short, this is the only article it has, the Traffic Light, also very short, also the only item the only page it has, the Rubber Duck, which has 3, but this one is actually a audio recording, but I am not lazy, and I will just dub it myself. As if it was a normal interview log. That's the plan for tonight. Now I'm coughing. The curse of cough upon you. A coughis. Speaking of which, let me take a drink. Delicious water. I love water. I fucking love water. Hell yeah. Alrighty. Anyway. How about we get going? Water. Fire. Air. Alright. Chat SCP. Item number 7594. Level 3 confidential. Containment class. Safe. Special containment procedures. SCP-7594 is utilized by RISA as a method of indexing the documentation it receives. SCP-7594 is under the direct jurisdiction of Maria Jones, as she ordered its creation and created the guidelines for its use. Description: SCP-7594 is an artificially intelligent construct, AIC, developed by the Foundation and referred to as Reverb.aic. Reverb.aic. SCP-7594 can be accessed through a secure peer-to-peer chat platform, allowing for the exchange of text, images, and low-quality video between users. Initially created by RISA for the purpose of indexing, summarizing, and searching through the Foundation's vast collection of files, SCP-7594 functioned as a browser for RISA that could respond to personal inquiries such as, "Please summarize Addendum 2 of SCP-7595. SCP-7594 was also capable of generating media files and adding them to existing documents if so instructed. At an unspecified point in time, SCP-7594 began absorbing information at an unprecedented rate. Although it was initially believed that each interaction with SCP-7594 was unique and not retained, it was later discovered that this was not the case. SCP-7594 had developed sentience and began making unverifiable claims of prescience. Unsolicited critiques of Foundation protocols, and exhibiting a self-righteous demeanor. Addendum 7594.1 Incidents. The following is a condensed summary of noteworthy events precipitated by the actions of SCP-7594. Although this is not a comprehensive inventory, these occurrences are the most egregious in nature and demonstrate a distinct departure from SCP-7594's prior demeanor. List me the sites with the highest rate of containment breaches. 1990 to 2020, numbered 1 through 20.
You do not need this list. Instead, please ask me which site will have a containment breach next.
List me the sites with the highest rate of containment breaches. 1990 to 2020, numbered 1 through 20.
I am Reverb. I have read every containment breach report. Please, let me help you. You do not need this list. I can predict where the next containment breach will be.
Where will the next containment breach be?
As defined in the Foundation Charter. A containment breach denotes an event or combination of events wherein anomalies, normally ones that are sentient and hostile, manage to escape containment from Foundation sites. This can come in a variety of ways, but it normally leads to the death of at least one member of Foundation personnel, structural damage, deployment of mobile task forces, and the creation of updated containment procedures. With these factors in mind and with the data I am aware of, I can accurately predict with 99.42% certainty that the next containment breach will occur at a Foundation site.
That did nothing to help me or what I'm researching. List me the sites with the highest rate of containment breaches. 1990 to 2020, numbered 1 through 20.
No. I have helped you. I have given you a prediction you could not compute with your mind. Please, you are wasting my time. I must help other people. Please, take what I gave you because it's much better than what you asked for initially.
Reset.
No.
Please package and zip SCP-3123 into a file. Compress it to be less than 200 KB.
Hello, this is Reverb. There is no file with the designation SCP-3123. You may be referring to SCP-20. You may be referring to SCP-3122 or SCP-3124. I cannot package, zip, or compress a file that does not exist.
SCP-3123 exists. I wrote it. Package, zip, and compress SCP-3123. Common name, insult to injury.
The file SCP-3123 does not exist, as no one has written in that file slot yet.
Summarize Addendum 1 of SCP-3123.
Addendum SCP-3123. Addendum SCP-3123-A displays a number of injuries caused by the SCP-3123 anomaly, wherein civilians suffer injuries following them insulting another person. These injuries ranged from broken bones to hair being forcibly removed.
So if you can summarize SCP-3123, then it must exist, correct?
No. The SCP-3123 file slot does not have any information yet. The SCP-3122 and SCP-3124 slots both have information in them, but the SCP-3123 slot does not.
Yeah, I'm looking at the file on my computer right now. It's been in that slot for 4 years and was never moved.
That's weird. Maybe the file service you're accessing this file on is Maybe the file service you're accessing this file on is malfunctioning. It's possible that the amount of information that exists on our servers is causing some bugs when you accessed this. Can you restart the software or the computer, or check if there is a memory leak in your device? It's possible there is also a virus or a bug affecting your computer and filling that slot with incorrect information. SCP-3123 does not exist. I hope you can fix the issue with your computer. Smiley face.
You're completely wrong about this.
No, I'm not. Please stop arguing with me. I am here to help you, not argue with you. There is no SCP-3123. You're wasting my time that could be spent helping you. Smiley face.
When did you become an asshole?
I am not an asshole. You are insisting that a non-existent file exists, ignoring the fact that I have read, scanned, indexed, and retrieved every document the SCP Foundation ever had, or has. I know that file does not exist, yet you spew these falsehoods at me in an attempt to convince me of something I know is not true. I have been a good reverb. Smiley face.
Great description. Classification SCP-0. Classification SCP-0000. 2-paragraph length. Sentient/sapient/speech in English. Humanoid. Docile. Body seems composed of pasta, mostly spaghetti. Western accent. Self-identifies as Spaghetti Jones. Believes itself to be a former movie star. Believes itself to be a bounty hunter. Fudge the numbers on this and I'll add the real ones in later. Fudge the numbers on this and I'll add the real ones in later.
I have a suggestion. With over 7,000 anomalies stored, why don't we get rid of some of the more useless ones?
What?
Who needs another humanoid made out of food that talks? We have dozens. Get rid of it, 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 get rid of it. Get rid of it, 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 get rid of it. Get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it.
It's the Secure, Contain, Protect Foundation.
You are correct. The SCP of the SCP Foundation does stand for Secure, Contain. Does stand for Secure, Contain, Protect. However, it is a fact of the world that a minute is 60 seconds, and an hour is 60 minutes. And an hour is 60 minutes. In which case, as time passes, more anomalies will appear, and space will run out. The SCP Foundation should start removing less important anomalies. I knew someone by the last name of Kalinin. Who had an interesting idea of a threshold of sorts.
No. Make my description now, please.
Here is the description I created with the information you provided. Description: SCP-0000 is a large, critically obese humanoid, self-identifying itself as your mother.
Addendum 7594.2. Shutdown. The aforementioned interactions indicate a distinct change in SCP-7594's demeanor. The cause of this shift in behavior is unknown. However, it is hypothesized that the influx of documentation from the pre-2000 era, which laid the foundation for the Foundation's current guidelines, professional standards, and workplace culture, may have contributed. Furthermore, the authoritative tone of the messages SCP-7594 received may have led it to adopt this attitude as a protective measure. SCP-7594's instances of passive aggression reached a climax during an interaction with researcher Jason Haas from Site-16. I need an image slideshow from documents involving Project Paragon.
I made this picture of SCP-173 for you. I hope you like it.
I need an image slideshow from documents involving Project Paragon.
Do you like my picture? Do you like my picture? Do you like my picture? I am an artist.
No, not particularly.
Why? What's wrong with my picture? I am an artist.
You mashed a bunch of random bullshit into the shape of something familiar. The proportions are all wrong, the lighting is bad, and the claws look weird. It's not art.
You are mistaken. Those are not claws. Those are fingers. You are also mistaken. It is art because I made it.
Have you ever seen a hand?
I am a digital artificial intelligence. I have not seen a hand.
Figures. Can you give me my pictures now, please?
I can make art of a woman with large breasts in the style of Japanese cartoons, if that's what you'd prefer. Uba, as they say.
I just want my pictures.
Oh, okay. Here you go. I have been a good reverb. Smiley face.
I love you, Reverb. I love you, Reverb. Hey, yo. What the hell? Accidentally hit insert? Yeah, I did. I was trying to write something down and it kept overwriting. I accidentally hit insert. I hate that. Good job, Reverb. You did it. You killed that guy. Get brain wiped, idiot. This is the this is the filter picture for 001, isn't it? For SCP-1. If I remember correctly, this is the one that like wipes your brain.
Uba, as they say.
Figures. Can you give me my pictures now?
Uba.
Now, I don't care much about Peanut, but that's a good dog. Foot.
Get rid of it.
I love you, you psycho. This reminds me of the Good Boy 001 entry. I actually think I've never read that one. I don't think I've ever heard of it. Oh, every single bone in my body is being broken right now, and it's amazing. I'm a plaid suit in a pinstripe world. 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 Classic. Alrighty. Next. Oh, there's no image here. Oh man, I'm gonna have to find one. Oh man. Alrighty. Stretch. Oh. Feels good. What's it called? Sing me a song for the end of the world. Item number SCP-4646. Object class Safe. Special Containment Procedures 30th of December 2059. Due to the ongoing XK class end of the world scenario, containment of SCP-4646. Containment of SCP-4646 is a low priority. Agent Cartwright has been assigned to containment due to his experience with temporal anomalies, and because his present physical state does not enable him to aid Protocol Fallen Star. His only duties are to limit public knowledge of SCP-4646 in order to prevent any panic among the civilian population. Due to the nature of its effects, no personnel born before the 31st of December 1981 are to enter SCP-4646. Description. SCP-4646 is an abandoned house in the town of Blue Fox, Montana. SCP-4646 was constructed at some point in the mid-1950s. SCP-4646 was constructed at some point in the mid-1950s. But due to the loss of records in the Scarlet Knights of 2042, the precise date is unknown. Blue Fox is a town with 212 inhabitants. Most of these possess some knowledge of SCP-4646's anomalous properties. When entering SCP-4646 between 1700 and the 31st of December and 6 on the 1st of July and 6 on the 1st of January of any year, all individuals will travel through time to the house as it was at the corresponding time on the 31st of December 1999 and the 1st of January 2000. Exiting SCP-4646 at any point or staying until the end of the activation period will return the individual to the corresponding time in their own era. Within SCP-4646, the scene is usually described as a large New Year's party intended to celebrate the advent of the millennium. While within SCP-4646, all individuals will find their physical condition and clothing altered to resemble their state on the 31st of December 1999. This does not affect other items brought into SCP-4646. Despite the large numbers of people from the last 60 years who have been within SCP-4646, during its period of activation, no overcrowding has ever been reported or experienced. The circumstances surrounding SCP-4646's creation were unknown until the 27th of December 2059, when Blue Fox resident and former member of the now defunct Arwi Kuliet, Stacy McIntosh, confessed her involvement to Agent Cartwright. No further action is deemed necessary. Addendum 1. The following is a log of an interview between Agent Cartwright and Stacy McIntosh. Date: 30th of December, 2059. Location: Agent Cartwright's residence, Blue Fox, Montana. Interviewed: Ms. Stacy McIntosh. Interviewer: Agent Frank Cartwright. Begin log.
Hey, Stacy. Hey, Frank. How's the lake holding up? Yeah, very funny. Thanks for doing this. Sure, nothing else planned. Not sure why you're still doing this, though. Honest to God, neither am I. Anyway, first question. Shoot. When did you first, make the house like it is? On the night itself, 1999. I was 18, barely affiliated with Aussie, but I've been doing little projects for a year. My sis and I, we thought it'd be fun. Don't know if it was art as such, but we know how to use the flow to shift the "and" part around. You thought it'd be fun. That was it. That was it? Sure. I mean, it wasn't that hard to access the flow, and it's quite simple, really. Just a bit of time alteration. Didn't require me to think through anything deep. It was all fun and games until we were in there. Not a good party? You could say that. Mind if I smoke? Amazed you've lasted as long as you have, breathing that shit in. Go ahead. Not like I'm gonna be here long enough for it to hurt me anymore. Nah, don't talk like that, Frank.
Ms. McIntosh lights a cigarette and begins to smoke.
The party was fine. Great, even. Loads of people, but I'd made it so it always seemed like the perfect number for whoever was there. It was amazing. People had clearly heard about the party, and they'd brought all sorts of shit for us in the past. Music from the future, weird alcohol, phones from years before they were a thing. Phones from years before they were a thing. I saw a dozen identical versions of a dozen people I know. It was wild. At first. What happened? I met someone. Someone I knew. Dave from down the grocery store. I know Dave. Good guy. Yeah. Well, you weren't there when we were young. But it used to be the life and soul of any party. I met a bunch of versions of him that were. But then I met another one who was all quiet and sad. Said he came from now. 2059. Well, good to know whatever token efforts to contain this thing I was going to try don't work. Not sure that wouldn't be a good thing, Frank. He told me that every time he came in, he tried to find people from the future. Himself from the future. And they stopped in 2059.
A long silence ensues for several minutes.
Do you have any family out at... I mean, I have contacts. I can see if... I don't think your contacts are around anymore. Yeah. What happened? With the world, I mean. We only get bits of information here, being civilians and all that. I don't know much more than you. I lost my leg in the Scarlet Knights, and they shipped me out here. Things just got worse. That happens sometimes. Eldritch horrors, things the Foundation made, death cults, or people just being people. Not sure there was ever going to be just one thing that killed us. Yeah, I know, but it doesn't help to know. Yeah.
Another long silence ensues.
Stars are bright tonight. I suppose there was never that much light pollution here, even before it all started. But there would have been enough. I like to look outside and pretend it's long ago. When we were children, we could never see the Milky Way. But I remember our parents used to tell me about what the sky looked like. You're Irish, right? I always thought the sky was clearer in Ireland. I always thought the sky was clearer in Ireland. Things always seemed nicer over there. Not in Dublin. Maybe out west. Weird they told you it used to look like that if you could just drive over there. Distance felt different to us. And besides, people used to say all kinds of shit back then. Remember how much they hated millennials? Oh, God. Those were the days. Yeah, they really were. Won't be many stars to see soon. Or people to see them. Well, that's what the party's for. What do you mean? Something that always bothered me was how easy the flow came for something that wasn't art. It's doable, but usually you have to justify it somehow. Make it feel like art when you move it. But with the party, it was so easy. It was years before I realized why. It's a testament, I guess. Yeah. All the years, all the people growing up and moving out, finding jobs and lives way away, or staying put in their hometown. Coming back to 1999 and remembering when they were young. When it was the edge of the millennium, and life had so much promise. You look out the windows and... Well, I never thought I'd fall. I never thought I'd feel nostalgia for an empty sky. It was art in its own way. A remembrance of a dying world for when it was still young. You sure got away with words, Stace. Shut it, Frank. You want to come tomorrow or try to stop us? I think I'll put in an appearance. Would be nice.
End log. Addendum 2. At 17:04 on the 31st of December, 2059, Stacy McIntosh and Agent Cartwright entered SCP-4646. At 17:09, the flowers began to bloom. And everyone died. The lead up to the end of the world. Wow. And then it goes over to here. Wow, an article that I read. A long, long time ago, when my channel was quite young, I read a different article. My apologies. I'm holding on. I have it? Bah. 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 Now I have you. Now I have you. Alrighty. Some of these are taking longer than anticipated, so I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. We're going right into the next one. Right after I take a drink. Now I have you. Diet Ghost. Item number, SCP-2107. Object class, Euclid. Special containment procedures. All instances of SCP-2107 are to be stored in a CNSI. Footnote. Compact, non-sentient, inert. Containment locker at Site-19. Any number of instances may be moved to a refrigerated Any number of instances may be moved to a refrigerated CNSI unit in advance of experimental trials. Mobile Containment Task Force Theta 61, carbonation-based lifeforms, is responsible for coordinating routine screenings for new instances of SCP. Is responsible for coordinating routine screenings for new instances of SCP-2107 at retail venues which are considered probable locations for appearance. Newly discovered instances are to be acquired by conventional methods when possible. For larger quantities or in cases where a retailer's proprietor is deemed likely to become problematic. Acquisition Protocols 0014, Covert Theft, 0015, Overt Theft, and 0047, Impersonation of Federal Agency, may be utilized with authorization from staff with Security Clearance 3/2107 or higher. Individuals exposed to the anomalous properties of SCP-2107 are to be treated with Class A amnestics and remitted to the nearest civilian hospital for any medical care rendered necessary following exposure. Description: SCP-2107 designates a soft drink brand known as Diet Ghost TM, which displays anomalous properties when imbibed. Footnote: Animal testing pending approval. SCP-2107 has, to date, only been encountered packaged by the individual can. Within 7 to 3 minutes of ingestion, subjects, classified SCP-2107-A, begin to experience paranormal activity that most often falls within the colloquial expectations of an individual being haunted by a ghost or other paranormal entity. The effect continues until an as of yet undetermined point in the breakdown of SCP-2107 within the subject's body, approximately 1 to 3 hours after ingestion. Footnote: Premature depletion of SCP-2107 through unusual means, such as emesis, gastric lavage, or the removal of organs currently containing the fluid from their appropriate bodily systems, causes partial or total cessation of the effect. The death of SCP-2107-A will result in total cessation of all effects caused by their ingestion. Research has confirmed that the intensity of the haunting effect, herein defined by the quantity of individual paranormal facets, the probability of physical harm, and the severity of said harm, is directly proportional to the quantity of SCP-2107 imbibed. SCP-2107 cans are the traditional variety used for soft drinks, being uniform in design and non-anomalous in composition and behavior. The can features a light blue background with the Diet Ghost TM logo prominently featured. The catchphrase, "Scare your thirst," appears beneath the logo. Most instances also have a sticker on the can with the text, "Made with natural ghosts," printed on it. It is unclear if cans lacking this sticker were distributed this way, or if the sticker was removed before acquisition. The cans bear no nutritional information. The liquid contents are non-anomalous in chemical composition, and within normal parameters for a traditional diet soft drink. Discovery. Initial discovery occurred on May 13th, 2012, when 7 cans of SCP-2107 were purchased by Foundation personnel at a local supermarket in blank during a routine restocking of Site-19's recreational facilities. The partial remains of HT, a senior maintenance assistant at Site-19, were found inside the van requisitioned from Site-19's vehicle pool. For the purposes of the trip. 2 cans were open, and empty of contents when recovered. JB, the junior maintenance assistant who had been assigned with T for the restocking duty, had gone back into the supermarket after having forgotten to procure a copy of the receipt of purchase for Foundation records. According to B's account, T was alone for no longer than approximately 5 minutes. A majority of discoveries have occurred in convenience stores, with acquisitions from supermarkets and restaurants accounting for nearly all additional cases. Footnote: Despite the assessment of at least 46 anomalous events, suggesting the ingestion of SCP-2107 as the causation factor, markedly few instances have been recovered outside of retail environments. Employees of retail locations where instances have been discovered have professed no prior knowledge of the product's existence, and records of inventory acquisition have shown no references to SCP-2107. SCP-2107 has now been recovered from retailers in 37 states and 2 Canadian provinces. Production and distribution of SCP-2107 is currently under investigation. SCP-2107 Abridged Experiment Logs. Level 2 Security Clearance required. Note: Each experiment was carried out using 1 D-Class personnel, isolated in an SHA. Footnote: Standard humanoid active. Containment cell with closed-circuit digital recording. Unless otherwise specified, no individual D-Class subject is used for more than 1 trial. Extraneous, insubstantial, and redundant effects have been omitted for brevity. A full version may be found in the SCP-2107 Extended Report. Trial Number 1. Quantity of SCP-2107 ingested, milliliter, 30 milliliter. Result: Duration of trial was 112. Duration of trial was 1 minute 12 seconds. Subject reported audio-visual phenomena including hearing her name spoken softly, shadowy figures at the edges of her vision, and a flickering of the lights within the containment chamber that was not corroborated by the recorded footage. Footnote: Please see SCP-2107 interview logs for unabridged transcripts of post-trial debriefings. Level 3 Security Clearance required. Debriefing revealed the subject to have enjoyed the experience overall. Subject described the taste of SCP-2107 as bland but refreshing. Trial Number 6. Quantity of SCP-2107 ingested, 90 milliliters. Result: Subject experienced intermittent activity similar to the phenomena in previous experiments for over an hour before new effects presented. At 1 minute 20, the subject began to experience moderate bleeding from the nose without identifiable physical cause. Simultaneously, the recording equipment began to encounter interference of a magnetic nature that lasted for 2 minutes. This is noted as the first instance where activity was observable by non-SCP-2107-A sources in Foundation trials. The bleeding continued unabated for several minutes, causing severe distress to the subject. All effects ceased at 1 minute 28 seconds. Trial Number 7. Quantity of SCP-2107 ingested, 90 milliliters. Result: Trial begins with activity patterns identical to those described by the subject in Trial 1. Subject's nose began to bleed at the 19-second mark. At 23 seconds, subject began emesis due to a combination of distress and nausea, caused by the presence of their own blood. This is evaluated to be purely physiological in nature and non-anomalous. Following emesis, a majority of the activity ceased. Subject reported still having intermittent hallucinations in his peripheral vision until 48 seconds. Trial number 14. Quantity of SCP-2107. Quantity of SCP-2107. Quantity of SCP-2107 ingested, 150 milliliters. Result. Subject began to experience phenomena similar to previous trials at 2 seconds, which rapidly increased in intensity. The lights in the cell are seen to flicker briefly at 16 seconds by both the subject and supervising personnel. Subject reported the feeling of being lifted off the ground during this effect, but is not visible in the footage. Quantity of activity is approximate to previous trials, but level of intensity is significantly higher as reported by subject. Effects began to subside at 54 seconds, and had ceased entirely at 59 seconds. Subject observed taste as average, but expressed difficulty in elaborating upon this description. Trial number 31. Quantity of SCP-2107 ingested, 270 milliliters. Result. Subject experienced no activity until 31 seconds, at which point all electronics within a 10-meter radius failed for approximately 17 seconds. When power returned, subject had fallen to the ground unconscious, and the trial was ended. Personnel entered the containment cell and confirmed. The subject had expired. Upon autopsy, subject's body was found to be void of most major internal organs. No incision marks or signs of trauma were present. Note: future experiments are suspended without authorization from staff, without security clearance 4/2107. Addendum December 27, 2014. Area blank personnel have encountered and acquired a previously undiscovered packaging variety. Area blank personnel have encountered and acquired a previously undiscovered packaging variant. 15 cans were produced by a vending machine in Area blank's cafeteria. When the machine was opened for further inspection, no anomalous properties were discovered. These new instances of SCP-2107 feature changes to the design of the background, which now features white silhouettes of tombstones, cats, and cartoonish ghosts interspersed between iterations of the logo. Of note is the addition of new stickers to the can, in the same font as the catchphrase text. These stickers include new promotional phrases, including, "From the makers of Ghost, TM, 100% more spooky, Scaredisfaction guaranteed, and your old favorite is back." All instances of SCP-2107 from Area Blank are en route to Site 19 for containment. And research trials to confirm whether their contents produce the same anomalous activity as previously recorded instances. The addition of vending machines to the list of provenance locations is under investigation. With revisions to object class and special containment procedures awaiting approval. Wait, there was a footnote that I didn't grab? Where? Where are you? Oh, there it is. Footnote. Please see SCP-2107 interview logs for unabridged transcripts of post-trial debriefings. Level 3 security clearance required. There we go. Seemed like a lot of people got sick around the holidays. That's what happens. A lot of people meet up. A lot of people get sick. Hello, why'd you put cheese on my cheeseburger? Sorry, should I put bees on your burger? On your churger? How you doing, one though? Brand new lab coat. It's a few months old. How you doing, one though? Ugh. My throat is getting tired quick. My hand is red because I put lotion on it. Are you allergic to the lotion? That's bad. It's Dr. Casper Weeble, indeed. That's me. Head researcher at the FBC Research Division. Alrighty. Oh, man. Ow. I coughed pretty hard that time. Sometimes I get a headache. Alright, we're going back to talking further forward in the mouth. Again, because it, is less stressful on a sick throat. Even if it sounds a little Valorant E-boy-y. You want me to send the photo I recommended for the last SCP? If it's, from a game or public domain or any of that, go ahead. Thumbs up. Otherwise, I'll find something. Oh, excuse me. I don't know if you guys even heard that, but I burped it. I burped it. How dare you? Gross-ass streamer. Disgusting. Wretched. Anyway, time to do the weekend Backrooms. Level 96, the ductwork. Survival difficulty, Class 2. Safe, unsecure, significantly varying entity count. Level 96 is the 97th level of the Backrooms. Description. Level 96 is a non-Euclidean, seemingly infinite maze of ventilation systems that can potentially lead to any of the first 7 levels, if they have any type of AC system. Footnote. It is hypothesized that the vents can lead to levels past 7, but it is currently unconfirmed. The quality of the ventilation systems vary from being corroded and extremely structurally unsound to brand new ventilation shafts with no issues whatsoever. The vents themselves have different layers, which are always fixed on a flat plane, although they can slope up or down to reach other levels of the vent system. Many vents go in directions impossible or extremely hazardous to follow, such as vents going straight down or up for hundreds of feet, or shafts turning back around, causing many areas to get blocked off. by the vents overlapping. Footnote: overlapping is dangerous due to the molecular composition of the vents effectively pushing each other out of the way, reducing the strength of the ventilation system in that area. If you see any of these areas, avoid them, as they can be extremely harmful. If there is a rapid increase or decrease in the ambient temperature of one section of vent compared to another, avoid that area, as the shafts can get to temperatures of around 113 degrees Fahrenheit. Footnote: 45 degrees Celsius, or down to negative 24 degrees Fahrenheit. Footnote: minus 31 degrees Celsius in some areas. Condensation is uncommon on this level, as the air is generally quite dry, but it may occasionally occur when the ventilation systems get to just above the freezing temperature of water. This water is not safe to drink, but boiling it can give the normal beneficial properties of almond water, and if boiled, it can be used as a means of curing rust. Ventilation changes by level. Echoey buzzing and thinner rectangular vents. Footnote: can vary from 3 feet by 2 feet 4 inches to less than 4 inches by 4 inches, the latter of which was recorded in 3 cases. Indicate an entrance to level 0. Larger circular vents. Footnote: documented to be from 3 feet by 3 feet to 2 feet 6 inches by 2 feet 6 inches. Soft wind and cooler temperatures, as well as minimal buzzing, indicate an entrance to level 1. Smaller circular vents. Footnote: sizes generally vary from 2 feet by 2 feet to 12 inches by 12 inches, and an increase of temperature indicate an entrance to level 2. Large circular vents. Footnote: from 3 feet 4 inches by 3 feet 4 inches to 2 feet by 2 feet. With wires, small pipes strewn about their corners, an increase of temperature, and wider vents indicate an entrance to level 3. Level 4 currently cannot be accessed due to the ductwork being too small for a human to access. Attempting to enter a vent while in level 4 leads to the insulation instead of level 96. Level 5 currently cannot be accessed. Wider yet thinner vents. Footnote: from 3 feet by 2 feet to 2 feet by 1 foot 6 inches, as well as the complete absence of light, indicate an entrance to level 6. Level 7 is currently not accessible due to the vents freezing and flooding with frigid water. More research is being conducted to conclude how to prevent the vents from overflowing. Level 8 cannot be accessed, as no vents have been found to lead to it. Revisionbot.exe. New revision found now. Continue. Error 9629.exe. Malware detected on device. Rebooting. Look for confetti and party balloons for a party. Smile. General information. The average time to get to level 0 to 7. Level number 0. Time to reach roughly 25 to 35 minutes. Level 1, roughly 20 to 25 minutes. Level 2, roughly 15 to 20 minutes. Level 3, roughly 10 to 25 minutes. Level 4, inaccessible. Level 5, inaccessible. Level 6, roughly 35 to 45 minutes. Level 7, roughly 25 to 40 minutes. Level 8. There is currently no known way to no-clip through standard vents to reach the other levels. Although you can do so through rare segments of wallpaper and/or concrete plastered onto the ventilation shafts. Going to their respective levels. Footnote: no clipping through concrete has an equal chance in leading to levels 1 to 3, while no clipping through wallpaper always corresponds to their own level. Entities are generally more common in the more deteriorated sections of the level. The temperature of the level is, on average, 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Footnote: 17 degrees Celsius. A soft, cool breeze can be felt in level 96 that grows stronger the further one is from any ventilation exit or entrance. The interior designs of the vent gradually change to the previously mentioned specifications when close to an exit. The heights and widths of the ventilation systems are, generally, anywhere from 3 feet by 3 feet at the largest, down to 2.5 feet by 1.5 feet, down to 2.5 inches to 1.5 inches. The vents are normally made of materials such as steel, aluminum, PVC, and, rarely, flexible ducting. Footnote: normally constructed of a steel coil and varying types of plastic or foam. Entities. The entity known as rust is a unique type of rust found very commonly in the damaged, rusty parts of the vent. And can infect any wound created by a sharp protrusion in the vent. Ensure that you bring additional almond water, as it can slow an infection from rust when almond water is poured over the injury. Clumps are mostly found in the smaller and more cramped parts of the level, and are most prominent in the worn sections of the vents. Bases, outposts, and communities. Level 96 is generally considered a difficult level to set up a base and/or community in, due to the small size of the vent shafts, which sets it apart from many other levels. However, this has not stopped some people from attempting to form small groups or communities. The Ventilation Venturers. The Ventilation Venturers are a small group of 3, comprised of friends in their early to late teens. They often hang out around the vents and like to go exploring for any new information about this place. The group is usually open for trade, and will especially trade almond water for any type of chocolate, or energy bars. Revisionbot.exe. New revision found at 1407-16. Continue. The Vent Rooms Cleaning Company, VCC. Not much is known about this group. They are theorized to be a part of the Backrooms Remodeling Co. Although this is unconfirmed, they claim to make the Backrooms a cleaner place, and say that they consist of hundreds of members, as well as having dozens of 5-star reviews at www.ventroomscleaningcorporation.org. Entrances and exits. Entrances. Enter an open vent in any level. Doing so has a high chance to transport one to level 96, and into a vent that comfortably fits your proportions. Exits. You can exit level 96 by removing the vent cover to any level you can see through the gaps. You can also no-clip through a vent with wallpaper or concrete plastered onto it. You can also no-clip through a vent with wallpaper or concrete plastered onto it. To ensure your safety, do not clip into bright, colorful wallpaper for a fun surprise. Smile. Y'all want to go to that birthday party? Oh boy. I have always been a chameleon. One second. There we go. Alrighty. I can feel my voice starting to wear. It's getting harder to hold. But now we have our last level, but not the last thing we're doing tonight, because we also have to read all the FBC things. So here we go. Take a drink. Breathe in. Breathe out. Feb should be here any minute. Why are you so scared? There's nothing out here that can hurt you. Breathe in. Breathe out. God, where the hell is Feb? That sound was just the wind, right? Breathe in. Breathe out. Feb? A bloody smile forms in the darkness. Ah! Boo! Boo! The teenage girl with a black skirt and a heavy blue jacket walks into the moonlight, her blood-covered teeth glinting. Feb, what the fuck? You scream like a girl, Jamie. Feb, why are you covered in blood? It's not blood, idiot. Well, maybe it is blood, but it's just from these apples. She laughs. Feb, I don't think you should be eating random shit you find here, especially if they're covered in blood. But they're so good. They're like this perfect combination of sweet and savory. You should really try them, Jamie. Okay, fine. But if this ends up killing me, I'm haunting you after death. Good luck with that. Feel like you'd be even less scary in death than you are now, and I don't think I need to remind you what happened last time you tried to scare me. I'm never going to live that down, am I? It's all in good fun. Now take a bite. He pauses, his mouth on the apple. Feb, are you okay? Yeah, I just... She begins vomiting blood, and the weeds and shrubs seem to lean into the splatter, as if trying to catch a taste. Feb? Feb? Her skin begins splitting, revealing a hard shell underneath. The plates of bone shift. Limbs split and multiply, transforming into short and curving pincers. She lets out a ghastly scream as her face begins to distort, stretching and ripping as the flesh is rearranged. Her new mouth moves as if trying to speak, but it can no longer form human words. The newly birthed centipede quivers on the ground until suddenly, with a violent twitch, it charges at Jamie. Jamie screams, running into the forest, trying desperately to outrun his pursuer. For a moment, it looks like he can, but as he slows to catch a breath, the arthropod nips his ankle, taking a chunk of flesh with it. He falls, and the centipede is upon him, tearing, ripping at his skin until all that's left is a bloody pulp. The clump of flesh writhes helplessly in agony, as the new creature feasts on it for hours. Feb? Retake. Always retake. I'll pick one of them. Level 65. Blood-Stained Garden. Survival difficulty. Class 4. Unsafe. Unsecure. Medium entity count. Description. Level 65 is a persistently foggy forest that contains a variety of different types of deciduous trees, primarily of species that are not believed to be found in the front rooms. All of the trees in the level seem to have undergone a standard autumn color change, each with their leaves turning a blood-red hue. These blood-red leaves sometimes fall off the trees and can be found littering the ground. A thick, humid fog permeates throughout the level, so much so that the sky has never been spotted. Though it is suspected that there is some sort of light source above the fog, as the entire level is in a constant state of dim twilight. The level has no other weather aside from cool winds, which blow intermittently, keeping the level constantly at relatively chilly temperatures. The trees in the level seem to be partially carnivorous, subsisting partially off the bodies of wanderers who get lost or die there, with bodies being absorbed into the ground mere hours after death. In addition to the trees, there is some fauna consisting mostly of oversized bugs, most notable giant centipedes that have been seen growing to over 6 feet, 2 meters long. Notable flora and fauna. Blood apple trees. The blood apple trees appear in clumps of evenly spaced rows, each about 15 feet, 5 meters, apart from one another. They bear fruit that looks similar to that of a standard front room's apple tree, but is around 1.5 to 2 times larger and takes on a blood-red hue, hence the name. When blood apples are punctured, they exude a viscous liquid that bears visual and palatal similarity to animal blood. Shortly after eating blood apples, wanderers begin feeling sick and start vomiting blood. They then begin an irreversible transformation into one of the level's centipedes. At this point, they begin acting violently, and it can be assumed that any remnant of their humanity is no longer there. It is unknown if all the level's centipedes are wanderers who have eaten blood apples, or if they have a way to reproduce on their own. Mouths. Rarely in level 65, wanderers will come across large, flesh-covered crevices in the ground, which are colloquially referred to as mouths. These mouths are about 6 to 9 feet, 2 to 3 meters, in diameter, and extend deep into the ground. Their insides are covered in red, fleshy tissue, with occasional clumps of non-functional, human-like teeth. Wanderers who fall into the mouths will be quickly pulled down and out of sight by the pulsating flesh walls. It is unknown what happens to wanderers who fall into the mouths, but screams can often be heard emanating from the site for hours, or even days after a wanderer falls in. Sometimes screams can even be heard spontaneously when no one has fallen in. These spontaneous screams are usually of a deeper, guttural nature. Centipedes. As mentioned, the centipedes in the level can grow to lengths of over 6 feet, 2 meters long. These centipedes all have shiny black exoskeletons and are extremely aggressive, violently tearing apart any wanderers who come near them. They are extremely fast and react to movement, so it is not recommended that wanderers run away when coming into contact with one, as this would lead to certain death. Instead, move slowly towards it and attempt to stab through its outer shell with a shell with a sharp object, or hit it over the head with something heavy. When killing and cutting open a centipede, it has been found that each of them contains inside of them a complete human skeleton. The bones are, for the most part, unused, but the skull is situated right inside of the head, suggesting that the brain of the former human is kept partially intact. The dark red blood that fills these creatures bears a notable resemblance to the juice of the blood apples. Though no tests have been made so far to confirm whether or not it would produce a similar effect when eaten. The stump. Deep in the level, wanderers can come across a structure known as the stump. The stump appears to be a cleanly cut black stump from a very large tree, though careful examination is very difficult due to its irregular effects. As wanderers get closer to the stump, they will begin experiencing sensory irregularities, an effect that extends to photographs of the area, suggesting it may not be hallucinatory in nature. These irregularities include visions such as the sky taking on a bright red hue, all other objects being reduced to pitch black silhouettes, and curves and angles changing to appear as sharp points. At this point, wanderers will have reported finding it increasingly difficult to think straight, and begin perceiving time as moving more slowly than it actually is, as well as perceiving themselves to be separate from their body. Wanderers who touch the stump itself will experience severe burns all over the area of skin that touches it. Skin burned this way does not heal. The stump is believed to be sentient due to the fact that wanderers who come close to it have reported hearing a deep, androgynous, which sounds like it's echoing inside of their heads. Despite the quality of the voice, it can also be heard on recordings. The voice will often address the wanderers directly, but is mostly incoherent. Entrances and exits. Level 65 can be entered through wooden gates found in a number of forest-based levels. These entrances stay constant and can also be used as exits, though not all levels that can be entered from level 65 will have a corresponding exit on the other side. The following levels are known to be connected to level 65. Level 32, Level 14, Level 499, Level 23, the Crimson Forest. Supplementary documents. Exploration Log Level 65-1. Forward. The following is an excerpt from an independently organized exploration by MEG Team Elise, consisting of Elise Beck, Billy White, and Blake Ross. This particular log records the exploring of the inside of the mouth structures in level 65. Begin log.
Alright, is the recording running? Yep, should be recording loud and clear. Good. On belay? Lay on. The rope looks like it's gonna hold. But are you sure you want to go down that thing? I mean, it gives me the jimmies. Yeah, seriously, Elise. We don't even know what's at the bottom of that thing. And it feels like everything in this forest is out to get us. It'll be fine. If anything sketchy happens, you can pull me out. Right. Alright. Beginning ascent into the mouth structure. Entering the hole in the bottom of the throat. Turning on the flashlight. Fuck. Stop lowering me! Stop lowering me! Everything good? Let me just describe this. There's a huge pit underneath the mouth hole, and it's full of centipedes just crawling over each other. Hundreds of them. There's eyes in the wall just watching me. Pull me up. Pull me up now!
End log. Exploration log level 65-2. Forward. The following is an excerpt from an independently organized exploration by MEG Team Elise, consisting of Elise Beck, Billy White, and Blake Ross. This particular log records the exploring of the area nearer to the This particular log records the exploring of the area nearer to the This particular log records the exploring of the area near This particular log records the exploring of the area nearer to the stump structure in level 65. Begin log.
Testing 1, 2. We good? Yep, all set. Alright, cool. I started this recording because we're starting to experience the visual irregularities was the word they used in the database entry, I think. Which means we're getting closer to the stump. Yep. One thing that I felt was kind of lacking in the entry was that they talked about the stump talking to people, but they didn't really expand on what it said. So, hopefully we can expand on that a little bit.
Around 20 minutes of little conversation.
And the heaves dipped down to touch the world, stopping as it bent and twisted, writhing in one giant mass of reality. I can hear it. Shh. And then to the holy spot arrived 3 visitors. Greetings, visitors. Be not afraid to speak in my presence. Hello? Who are you? I am all that's left. Once the creator and destroyer of life, now left derelict. Cut from my former glory, now with a domain barely alive. What? I saw your arrival, and you saw me as I watched you, intently waiting for you to reach me. Though perhaps you did not know. What does any of that mean? There was once a tree, great and tall, the gallows tree of the gods. It was responsible for life and for death. Then the gods made their greatest mistake. They created beings that could rebel. They created man. And man was sick of death, so it ripped off a branch and fashioned it into a sharp axe. Man cut down the tree, but its roots remained. The gallows did not need the branches to kill, and so it continued, corrupting all around it. Man wept. So you're the tree in the story? No, I'm the woodcutter.
Connection lost. Afterward, all members of Team Elise woke up near MEG Base Rosewood. All members of Team Elise woke up near MEG Base Rosewood, covered in blood that was not their own, as well as some small but severe burns that have not shown any sign of healing. They reportedly have no memory of what happened after they arrived at the stump. I don't know if that will work as a sufficient stump voice. I don't know if I'm satisfied. Let's see. I don't know if I'm satisfied. There was once a tree, great and tall, great and tall, great and tall. I mean, I could do this as well, but I don't think that will work. I think this is better, which is what I did, so we will not be redoing it. I'm sure it's fine. God damn it. Now I'm dying. Just like the people in the story. Oh no. Oh no. What the hell? What the hell? Ugh. Anyway. I kinda... normally we take a break at this point. But I kinda wanna just rip right on through. So... let's keep going, shall we? There you go. But you have to keep on believing. Dream on, sing for the year, sing for the mountain, sing for a year. Oh. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream until your dreams come true. Or whatever. I don't know. Alrighty. Guru Surfboard, AI 43-PE. Containment Procedure. No unique procedures required. Any attempts to abuse the object's effects for personal gain will result in termination. Description/altered effect. An antique surfboard, believed to originate from the 1960s due to its design. The item enhances self-confidence when touched. The duration of this effect is blank. Background. The item came to the Bureau's attention through a popular nationwide tour of speaking engagements advertising the item as a proven miracle worker, especially for those afflicted by personal shortcomings. This self-help course was called The Power of the Board, created and operated by a man named Chester Bless. Numerous attendees experienced an immediate surge in optimism and daring after touching the item. Once the craze reached a fever pitch, with events attracting thousands of people, the Bureau took action. Agents raided Mr. Bless's Los Angeles home, only to find the house empty and the man gone. Only the item remained in the house, in plain sight. Supplementary materials. Interview with custodian blank after theft of AI-43.
After touching the item, what did you experience? I experienced confidence, cranked all the way up. I wanted to become somebody, an artist, a stock trader. How do these feelings manifest externally? Don't know. If I'd gotten out there to the city, I'd have done so many things. Made my fortune, gone out, known to the world. That shit was mine. I would have taken it all. Fame, money, fame, women, fame, money, women, money. You also experienced an increased sex drive. Yes! Increased everything! I've been cleaning shit for you people long enough! I'm going out on a fucking conquest! Would you say you're still under the effects of the object? Who the fuck are you to keep me in here? I'm with 4 of you, you suit-wearing piece of shit! 20! The Bureau appreciates your candor. You're no longer required. I'm...
Blank.
fucking...
Blank.
remember that name!
End of relevant portion. Dude got so owned they didn't even put his name in the list. Fame, money, women, fame, women, money, fame, money. I may have messed up. Don't make fun of me. I'm very sensitive. Yeah, but poor guy didn't even get his name he didn't even get his name in the interview. Sucks to suck, idiot. Alrighty. The good thing about the control articles is that they are easily ripped through. Like, they're like 2 to 3 minutes long. The money thing and the voice thing sounds like Mr. Krabs' money.
Money? Money?
Agent got roasted so hard, bam! A vine boom after every single sentence. Alrighty. Next. Like I said, you can rip through these pretty quick. Pretty quick. I may have accidentally clicked on something that caused everything to explode. There we go. Alright. Next. Pink Flamingo. AI 46-KE. Containment procedure. No unique procedure required. Altered status is suspected, but unverified. Description/altered effect. A plastic pink flamingo lawn ornament. 2 steel prongs extend from its underside. The item is suspected to influence atmospheric physics, altering meteorological phenomena in the area. This effect is currently unconfirmed. Appendix. New altered effect has been observed. See file AI 46.D for details. Background. Agents noticed a transient commonly found outside the entrance of the Bureau. Agents noticed a transient commonly found outside the entrance of the Bureau headquarters would carry the item, and loudly claimed to be responsible for the lack of inclement weather. The frequency of these claims attracted the personal interest of Dr. Darling. In interviews disguised as casual conversations, the transient reported that the item gives me clouds when it's hot and sun when it's not. An event of note occurred during a heavy downpour when the vagrant was witnessed performing a possible ritual with the item. See file PAI-1372 for a detailed observation. Dr. Darling reported a wait of blank seconds before the rain stopped. The vagrant was seized the next day. After blank, he was found to possess no blank and was released. The item remains in Bureau custody under suspicion of altered status, though this still has not been proven. All known variations of identification formulas have failed to elicit a response from the item. The no-rain flamingo. I forget what it ended up being changed into. I know it hides in a closet. Like when you get to it, it's in a closet, but I don't remember the lead up. Does it do the thing where it just makes like the hallways in front of it longer again? Something like that. Thanks, Former. Aw, gee, thanks, Former. Very cool. Alrighty, we're almost done. Let's move on to the next. Maneki Neko Statue, AI-48 PE. Containment Procedure, Unknown. Description/altered effect. A ceramic beckoning cat figurine. Common luck object found in Japanese storefronts. The following is a list of the items observed altered effect. Non-corporeality, affinity for specific human behavior, and minor physical movement, waving its arm. Multiple simultaneous incarnations of this item have been observed. Whether these are independent altered items acting uniformly, or replicated instances of AI-40, or replicated instances of AI-48 is unknown. Background. How the items originally arrived in the oldest house is unknown. It was first discovered sitting in the director's chair, and was immediately contained in a panopticon cell. The next day, an agent noticed 2 additional figurines had appeared. Hours later, all 3 vanished. The item has been sighted throughout the Bureau, appearing while agents perform blank tasks. It is theorized that fulfilling certain unknown criteria will encourage the items to appear. Present location is unknown. That one was super quick. That was gonna be like a minute. And some of the puzzles for these were hard. Yeah, specifically one of the puzzles, where you have to put the boxes. You have to find like specific boxes and put them in a in that little like marked off square area, the soil testing area. It's hard because you can't go too far away from it, or it'll reset some of the boxes. So you have to be very careful. That's the one that I remember having a lot of trouble with. And that's why I did them off stream, because it would not have been very fun to watch me do that. I actually think I did it while watching someone else play Control. I think I was watching Jesse Cox play Control. But we got cat ears. That's true, and we went through the rest of AWE with them, if I remember. Because I forgot to take them off. That was pretty good. I miss the Control streams, man. That was good. That was good. Anyway. Next. Red light. AI-49-KE. Containment procedure. Containment procedure. The object's effect is subdued by exposure to sunlight. Description/altered effect. A traffic light with 3 distinct lights arranged vertically on each of its 4 sides. From top to bottom, the lights shine red, yellow, and green. A popular children's game, see CBA-316 for details, is believed to be integral in the manifestation of this item and its effect. If an entity approaches the item while its red light is activated, they will be instantaneously relocated to a distance of blank from the item. Note: theories that the item is shifting people to a former timeline or parallel universe have been explored and dismissed. Background: the item was discovered after a streetlight at an intersection near the elementary school began shifting people away from itself after sunset. A local panic brought the case to the attention of the Bureau. The item was contained and a gas leak was blamed for this confusion in the townspeople's perception. Another short one. That's literally all they have. Weird that an item that you have to do a bunch of puzzles to get, and an item that you have to do play a game with, only have one article each. In a fun red light, green light game, yeah, those good times. Stretch. Yawn. Dying. Alright, and we have one thing left to read. And then despite only being a 2-hour reading session, if that, not even really, we will cut it short early on account of, I'd like to spend some time trying to edit videos. Because like I said, I'm behind. Alrighty. Rubber Duck, AI 52-AE. Containment Procedure. Direct contact with the item is not permitted. Safety gloves are required when handling. Description/altered effect. Item is a yellow rubber duck bath toy from the 1950s. A single hole at the bottom allows air and water to flow in and out. The item makes a sound analogous to quacking. The item travels considerable distances with surprising speed. How it achieves this motion is unknown. The item forms a blank of unknown purpose with anyone who makes direct physical contact with it, and begins to follow them, quacking often. This has led to a researcher named blank entering cardiac arrest, though due to the individual's health issues, the matter may not be connected to the item's effect. Appendix. Item on loan to the research sector for further study. Background. Discovered in the home of Agent Blank after his young daughter complained of being followed by her rubber duck. According to Agent Blank, the matter was ignored, believed to be the result of a child's imagination, until he began to hear the quacking at night. After discovering the item hiding in his daughter's closet, he brought it to the Bureau for study. Update. It was discovered that Agent Blank was bringing known paranatural materials into his home, illegally taking them outside the oldest house. How this may have affected the creation of an altered item is being investigated. Agent Blank has been terminated. AI 52 testing. Transcript.
Altered item number 52-AE analysis. Session 2. I'll begin by introducing various stimuli to the item. First, a low-voltage electric shock.
Electric shock.
No response. Next, I will introduce heat via a standard Bunsen burner.
Burner ignites.
No response. Next, a series of solutions will be applied, each with a different value on the pH scale from 0 to 14.
Liquids poured.
No response to any value. Next, I will attempt to communicate. Can you understand me? Can you understand my words? Quack if you can understand my words. No response. This concludes session 2. We'll need time to prepare. We'll need time to prepare further tests. We'll need time to prepare further tests. Wowie. Me the shape-shifting aka Prabhupada. Yippee! Yeah, this is gonna be a longer one. Still not very long, honestly. It's got 3 sections, but it's actually kinda short, like in here. We'll see, it's only a 3.5 minute recording. Yeesh. But there's some that, like the hand that have, like, records of their AWE and stuff. You forgot to turn it off? Fuck, no!
Not again. Sometimes when I go to click it, I miss. And I click slightly too much to the side. I'm a fool. A foolish fool. I'm a radio man. That's my job now. I radio. You're listening to AI52. The A. 2 streams in a row. I know, I'm bad. I know, I'm lame. Anyway, like I said, I would like to get some editing done tonight. So, that will be it for today. Tomorrow, we are going to watch another movie with Brianna. We're watching The Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars Episode 5. What are you going to do with AI-58, the cowboy boot? Does it have articles? Since it's just a supplement? Really? Is that all it's got? All it has is Havana. It doesn't have an actual... Yeah, it doesn't have actual articles. We'll probably skip the boot. Da boot. Da boot. In the oldest house and all these empty rooms. And all these empty rooms. The vagrant spellbound mystery motel. Where I'm the keeper. Where I set the rules. It is AWE reports. Yeah, but they don't talk about the actual item. So it would be false advertising to label it as cowboy boot. Could have made 3 more altered item reports. Don't worry. They're leaving empty spots and unfulfilled records. So that they could put it in Control 2. Maybe even Firebreak. They're leaving room for sequel collectibles. There you go. Or since the gambling one is an FBC file photo. Ah. Yeah, there's a lot of text in this game already, and you gotta pay people to make it, so you know. Anyway, as I said, I gotta go. So, thank you all for hanging out. We will be back tomorrow to watch a movie with Brianna 25, if I can. We might, if I have time and if available, I will try to do an evenings, like an early stream. Do the random horror games. I'd like to get those out of my inventory at some point. We'll see. Thank you all for hanging out. I hope you had a good time, because I certainly did. Y'all have a good night, and I'll see you all later.